The time has come to once again talk about the offence that is obstruct a railway. Why? Because the trains have been stopped once again on the Hunter line. Not by the climate change protesters, but the actual climate. Again, rain led to flooding, trains stopped, which led to replacement buses, etc, etc. Looks like this was only for a day or so in early May 2025. We haven't seen the climate change protesters yet this year. Well, over the past couple of years, the climate change protesters have done their obstructing a railway activities, typically during the winter months. So before they return, let's take the opportunity to refresh ourselves with the law. The offence is called obstructing a railway. It's section 213 of the Crimes Act 1900, and we're in New South Wales. The prosecution must prove all three elements of the offence beyond reasonable doubt. They are, first, that the person does an act. Second, that the act is intentional and without lawful excuse. Third, that the act causes a locomotive or other rolling stock to be obstructed. In previous years, we've discovered that it's becoming common for people charged with this offence to be police bail refused. So it's likely future protesters may spend the night in a police cell. Also in the past, there have been media stories including that obstructing a railway is dangerous. Agree, it is dangerous, as are other offences such as high-range drink driving. I argue we should have media stories and public discussions about denouncing those offences as well. Yes, I realise we would be then having many stories about many cases every day. But that's my point, we have a lot of coverage of protests for a couple of days of the year. However, what about the rest of the dangerous offending that's happening every day? Final point I would say is yes, the climate change protests result in stopping trains, usually for a couple of hours. But I argue it's the actual climate that obstructs the railway the most. Sometimes for a day, sometimes for a week. Does the coal get loaded onto those replacement buses? I guess we'll see when it rains again.